Have you ever looked around and felt like you're stuck in a world that's just too rigid? Like, no matter what you do, it feels impossible to truly reach for your dreams or step into the life you want. You're not alone. So many people move through life unaware of the incredible power they actually carry, the power to shape their own reality. All around us, there's something invisible, something alive. It's an energy field, a vibrant, ever-moving force, and it holds the secret to both spiritual growth and personal transformation. And no, this isn't just some mystical concept floating around in esoteric books. This energy field is a real, essential part of who we are. When we begin to understand and tap into it, something remarkable happens. We gain access to deep intuition, insights about ourselves and the world that can completely shift our perspective. Ever get that strange feeling like there's a presence near you, but you can't explain it? Or maybe you've had one of those days where everything just clicks, like you're in perfect flow. That's your energy field at work. And when things feel off, when you're drained for no reason, that's your energy telling you something too. Manly P. Hall, a brilliant teacher of hidden wisdom, really explored this idea in depth. He taught that if you learn to work with this energy, to mentally shape it, you can actually shift how you experience reality. This isn't just theory, it's a skill. And today, we're going to walk through how that skill can change not only your own world, but also how you impact everyone around you. The more you understand this invisible web of energy surrounding you, the more you can influence it. It's like unlocking a door to infinite possibilities. Possibilities that help you move beyond the limitations life may have convinced you to accept. You step into a new role, not just someone who reacts to life, but someone who creates it. Pythagoras, the math guy, he was also a philosopher, and he believed that everything in existence was tied together by relationships, harmonious ones. He believed magnetism was one of those forces that showed us how everything connects, from stars to souls. Fast forward to the 1600s, and you've got the rise of movements like Rosicrucianism and Hermeticism. These weren't just secret societies doing weird stuff in the dark. They were digging into big questions. They looked at magnetism not just as a physical force, but as something spiritual. To them, magnetism was a key, a way to uncover the deeper laws of nature and even open doors to transformation, both physical and spiritual. They used rituals, study, and meditation, all focused on understanding and working with this hidden magnetic energy. And then there's Franz Anton Mesmer, a name you might have heard linked to mesmerize. In the late 1700s, he introduced the idea of animal magnetism. Basically, Mesmer believed the universe, and everything in it, was filled with a kind of invisible fluid. According to him, when that fluid was out of balance, people got sick. But with the right techniques, you could shift it, rebalance it, and heal. He used what he called magnetic passes, moving his hands over the body to guide and direct this energy. This wasn't just some quirky theory. It actually laid the groundwork for modern hypnosis and opened up studies into altered states of consciousness. And in many ways, it nudged medicine and psychology toward exploring the mind-body connection in more depth. But let's come back to Manly P. Hall, a true explorer of hidden knowledge. Hall believed that energy, especially subtle, spiritual energy, could be shaped and guided through intention. For him, the universe wasn't just a collection of stuff. It was an interconnected network of forces, all bound together by invisible currents of energy. He believed that people who truly sought understanding, who wanted to live with wisdom and purpose, could learn to work with those energies. Not just to feel better or heal, but to influence life itself. But here's the thing. Hall was clear that this isn't something to mess around with lightly. To him, this was sacred work, something you approach with humility, clarity, and strong ethical grounding. He often said that before you even think about directing energy outward, you have to align yourself inward, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And he wasn't just pulling this from thin air. These ideas echo back through centuries of spiritual traditions, especially in Eastern philosophies where practices like meditation and chai cultivation revolve around energy flow. Hall taught that this energy field around us isn't just something special people can access, it's available to all of us. Yes, you, but you have to become aware of it, and then train your mind to work with it. Once you do, it changes everything. You're not just reacting to life anymore, you're co-creating it. So, how do we bring this into our day-to-day modern lives? How do we actually apply this stuff in a practical way? According to Hall, it starts with one thing: harmonizing your internal state with the frequencies around you. That may sound a little woo-woo, but stay with me, because this lines up with what modern science is starting to discover too. The mind isn't just a processor of thoughts, it's an influencer of the environment. And Hall's techniques, which we'll get into more, include tools like meditation, breathing, and visualization. Simple tools, really. But when used consistently, they become powerful. The goal is to learn how to tune your personal energy field, to bring it into alignment, then strengthen and direct it. As you practice, you become more than just someone who feels off or has a good day. You start to notice patterns. You begin to recognize how your thoughts, emotions, and focus literally shape your experience. You become an architect, someone who builds reality from the inside out. Hall believed that every step you take toward understanding your energy field brings you closer to the mysteries of the universe, and it all starts with the basics: meditation, breath work, and visualization. First, he taught that we should visualize energy like a soft light or radiant color flowing from the body. You don't need to see it perfectly. Just imagine it, feel it, shape it with your mind, like sculpting light. Breathing is huge here. The way you breathe literally affects your nervous system, your focus, your emotions. Hall emphasized slow, deep, rhythmic breathing, the kind that settles your body and clears your mind. When you breathe like that, you're entering a state where real energetic shifts can happen. Think of breath as a broom, sweeping your field clean, making space for clarity. It's not just about relaxing. It's about creating the right conditions for real transformation. Because when your body is calm and your mind is centered, you're wide open to receive insights, ideas, even intuitive guidance. Suddenly, problems don't seem so complicated anymore, and without even realizing it, you're already beginning to influence your energy field. From here, the practices get deeper and more powerful. As you keep practicing, you'll naturally start working with your energy on a higher level. This is where things get really interesting, because now we're stepping into healing. Manly P. Hall believed that once the mind is trained and focused, you can actually project healing energy, not just toward yourself, but toward others. This idea might sound wild at first, but think about it. How many times have you felt better just being around someone who radiates calm and warmth? or the opposite, where someone walks into the room and suddenly you feel completely drained. That's not coincidence. That's energy exchange. And, according to Hall, this transfer can happen in all kinds of ways. In person, through a hug, a handshake, a conversation, even through a text or phone call. It's subtle, but it's real. Energy is always moving, always seeking balance. And when someone's energy is low or filled with negativity, they naturally try to draw from others around them, whether they're aware of it or not. That's why it's so important to not only protect your own energy, but also learn how to raise it, so you can become a source of light, not just for yourself, but for everyone around you. The first big step in mastering this is awareness. When you start noticing how energy flows between people, how it affects spaces and situations, that's when you begin to understand how much influence you actually have. You realize, hey, I'm not powerless in this. I can take charge. Let's say you walk into a room that feels heavy, like the energy's off. With training and intention, you can literally cleanse that space. You can fill it with peace, harmony, and positivity, just by maintaining a high vibration within yourself. And here's the amazing part. It doesn't require tools, crystals, or chanting, unless those help you. What it really takes is conscious awareness, because when you're aware, you can focus, and when you focus, you can transmit. Simple, right? If you fill your thoughts with gratitude, with joy, with the intention to bless a space, that energy goes somewhere. It's felt. Not in some mystical way, but in a real psychological and emotional way. That's what Hall meant when he said we can project our energy into the world. We can uplift others just by being in alignment. Over time, you'll begin to notice this becoming second nature. You'll sense when your energy is dipping, and you'll know how to adjust it. You'll spot people who drain you, and instead of judging them, you'll protect your own field and stay grounded. But it doesn't stop there. The deeper benefit of mastering this kind of energy awareness is how it affects your health. Physical, emotional, mental, all of it. Imagine being able to relieve stress or anxiety without reaching for distractions. Imagine learning how to use your thoughts and breathing to soothe physical tension or even pain. These aren't miracles. These are techniques. Techniques based on the idea that the body responds to the mind, and the mind responds to energy. When you bring all three into harmony, the effects can be transformative. But let's zoom out a bit. What happens when everyone starts doing this? What if more people understood how to raise their vibration, clear their minds, and hold space for others without taking on their pain? We'd see massive changes in workplaces, families, communities. Hall believed this wasn't just personal development, it was collective evolution. We're not isolated beings. Our fields interact. So when you heal yourself, you're actually healing a part of the whole. Now, you might be wondering, is this really practical? Can I actually change my life just by thinking differently? And honestly, yes, you can. But here's the catch. It's not just about thinking happy thoughts. It's about feeling them. It's about tapping into the emotional frequency of the life you want before it arrives. Because here's the truth. Your brain doesn't know the difference between something imagined and something experienced. So when you visualize your ideal life and truly feel the joy, the love, the peace, you're literally rewiring your brain. That's why what you do before sleep matters so much. That's when your subconscious mind is most open. So try this. Before bed, take a few minutes to relax. You could listen to calming music, ocean sounds, or even just sit in silence. Then close your eyes and imagine your ideal life. What would it look like? How would you feel? What kind of people would be around you? Let those feelings flood your body. Feel them as if they're already real. Don't rush it. Just sink into the feeling, and then fall asleep. What you're doing here is powerful. You're planting seeds in your subconscious. Over time, those seeds grow into thoughts, habits, beliefs, and eventually into reality. Hall often said that consistency is more important than intensity. You don't need to do this for hours. A few intentional minutes every night will shift your mind and your field. And here's the ripple effect. As you raise your vibration, your energy reaches others. It's like a wave, subtle but real. People might not even realize why they feel calmer, happier, or more connected around you, but they will feel it. That's the real power of mastering your energy field. And modern science is starting to catch up. Neuroscience tells us the brain is plastic, which means it can change, adapt, and grow throughout your entire life. You're not stuck with the patterns you inherited or the trauma you went through. You can rewrite your story. And here's something incredible. There's a part of the brain that some scientists and mystics believe may be the link between us and something greater. Some call it the divine center. Others call it the seat of consciousness. Whatever name you give it, the idea is this. There may be a space within you where the Creator speaks directly to you. And in the next video, we're going to dive deep into that mystery. But for now, if this made sense to you, if it resonated, drop a comment and let me know. It made sense to me. Because that small act of saying it out loud, that's the first step in shifting your energy. So let's pause here and look at the bigger picture. Everything we've talked about, energy fields, magnetism, visualization, healing, intention, it all circles back to one central truth. You are not a passive observer of life. You are a participant, a creator, a transmitter. And once you truly grasp that, once it clicks that your thoughts, feelings, and focus are actively shaping your life experience, that's when the transformation really begins. But here's something important to remember. This isn't about achieving perfection. It's about building awareness, consistency, and a deeper connection with yourself and the world around you. Let's take a moment to break down a few of Manly P. Hall's core techniques so you can start using them right away. Technique 1. Energy Visualization. This is your foundation. Hall taught that we can train ourselves to see and shape our energy field using the mind. Start simple. Close your eyes. Imagine a soft, glowing light moving through your body. It could be golden, blue, white, whatever feels right. Picture it surrounding you, like a shield or a gentle breeze. The more vivid it becomes in your mind, the more real it becomes in your energy field. This light is your essence, your frequency. You can use it to heal, to protect, and to amplify your presence. Technique 2. Breathwork for energy alignment. Your breath is the remote control of your energy. Inhale slowly through your nose. Feel the breath move down into your belly. Hold it for a moment. Exhale gently through your mouth. Repeat. Hall believed that rhythm in breath creates rhythm in thought, and rhythm in thought creates rhythm in reality. When you breathe with intention, you become centered, and from that place, you can direct your energy much more clearly. Even 3 to 5 minutes of deep breathing can reset your energy for the entire day. The technique 3. State shifting through emotions are like tuning forks. They set the frequency for your entire field. So instead of just thinking positively, Hall encouraged people to feel deeply, to genuinely step into the emotions of love, peace, gratitude, and even awe. You can do this by recalling a beautiful memory, visualizing a peaceful place, imagining someone you love and sending them blessings, saying out loud, "Thank you," over and over until your heart catches up. This emotional frequency becomes the tone your energy field projects, and it's magnetic, literally. People and experiences start shifting around you to match that vibration. Technique 4. Energy projection. Now, here's where things get next level. Hall believed that trained individuals could extend their energy to influence others, not manipulate, but elevate. He described it as a kind of silent message carried through presence. Let's say someone is struggling. You don't even need to speak. You can hold them in your awareness, surround them in your mind with calm and light, and send a silent message. You are safe. You are loved. You are healing. Whether in person or at a distance, energy travels. Your attention becomes a channel, and your intention becomes the current. Technique 5. Space cleansing with vibration. Ever walk into a room that just doesn't feel right? Like the air is thick with tension? You can change that. Hall taught that by raising your own vibration, you become the tuning fork for the entire environment. Here's how. Stand still, breathe. Picture your light expanding outward like ripples. Imagine the space being filled with peace, clarity, joy. You don't have to say a word, just hold that frequency. You'll be amazed how people shift, how silence feels softer, how conversations open up. Now, all of this might sound too good to be true at first. You might be wondering, is it really this simple? And the answer is yes, but not easy, because the hard part isn't the technique. The hard part is showing up every single day, especially when life gets chaotic. It's choosing presence over distraction. It's choosing gratitude over worry. It's choosing alignment over control. But here's the reward. As you build this practice, you begin to notice that reality bends in your favor, not because you're forcing it, but because you're finally in flow with the deeper laws that govern everything. You begin to see how your thoughts aren't just reactions, they're instructions. You start to trust that your energy is a creative force, not just a reflection of your mood. And most importantly, you realize that the limited life you once felt stuck in was never the full picture. So, here's what I want to leave you with. If any part of this resonated with you, if you've ever felt that tug in your chest that says, "There's more to life than this," if you've ever known, deep down, that you're meant to live with more purpose, peace, and power, then I invite you to take this seriously. Try it tonight. Before you go to bed, take 3 deep breaths, close your eyes, and imagine not just the life you want, but the person you become in that life. Feel it. Believe it. Sleep with that vibration. You are the architect, the transmitter, the spark, and this journey, it's just beginning. Final thought. The teachings of Manly P. Hall aren't just ancient theories, they're timeless instructions for modern living. In a world full of noise, distraction, and disconnection, the real revolution is inner, and it starts with one breath, one thought, one moment of intention. Thank you for spending this time with me. If this video spoke to something inside you, comment below. It made sense to me. And if you're ready to go deeper, be sure to check out the next video, where we'll explore the hidden part of the brain that may hold the key to divine connection. Until then, stay centered, stay radiant, stay magnetic.